Cole, what the fuck is Zuma?
It's
You
a
never played
dumb
Zuma?
game. It's a dumb
Oh
game.
my
No,
God.
no,
Oh my
no,
God.
no,
My
no,
mom used to
no.
play
We're
fucking
not talking
Zuma.
about Zuma. We're not talking
And
about Zuma.
I always remember, and I've seen it on Game Pass for God knows how long. And I just downloaded it because it's an old ass game, or older, I should say.
It's
not
an old ass game.
And it's like, oh my God, it's just a good time saver or time killer. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Did you just finish?
Why did you
I
have
wish.
to? What'd you have to
God
do like
damn
that?
it. I fucking suck at it. Tell you that much.
Okay. Those of you joining in, this is episode 42 of the Split Screen
Experience.
Coleman's decided to play Zuma during our warm up of getting this podcast actually started, and
Don't worry, through the
still
entire
apparently
thing,
playing it.
we'll still be playing it.
I
Right.
did, most definitely.
Periodically be like, God damn it! Fuck
No,
you,
it's not
Zuma!"
you. It's not like you're trying to play Call of Duty during a podcast where we would just have to delete your audio track because you'd just be screaming. How the hell did he not die?
Jared, we're in a podcast.
Jarrett
Yeah,
complaining
it's-
about being on stakeout, not being able to get kills with the rocket launcher, where he's definitely killing someone who just got spawn protection because everyone's dying all the time on that fucking map. You idiot.
Why can't I drop a nuke on stakeout? Come on, man.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I got my strategy now is that I go up to that vent and more often than not I just pull a fucking Molotov and I burn them out.
Oh, okay.
Score.
Okay, is this 2024 America or Vietnam?
I prefer
Neither.
1968 Vietnam.
All right.
Okay. Fair
Well,
enough.
that's
Stacked
definitely
so
something
high.
you can say.
The fighting got so bad in Vietnam, you had to fly to stay above it. That plays every time we go into fucking Nuketown or fucking Stakeout.
Nuketown is nowhere near as bad as Stakeout. Nuketown's just like a tight map where there's a lot of conflict all the time. Stakeout is getting into a Royal Rumble in your shower. Like,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
just getting
or
manhandled.
As soon as you get out of the shower, you get shot from 2 different angles as soon as you exit because you spawn right in the middle of enemies and they're just like, oh.
I don't think in any other game mode or map have I died to more than 2 people, and I swear to God I died by 4 different areas of damage every time.
Well, it is a close quarters map. You're gonna die a lot.
You know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw on TikTok recently they released a leak for a map and it was just a fucking hallway and I'm like, there is no way that exists. But it was a literal fucking rectangle and there was nothing in the middle of it. It was like, this is the map. It's called Hallway.
It could be a gunfight map.
I don't think
probably
I'd
is a
mind it
gunfight
if it
one.
was a knife or melee weapon like Rumble, where you just run at each other and just beat each other or stab each other to death in it.
Man, that'd be
But,
so fun, Jarrett. You're so right. Let's do that in a free for all in a custom game. Let's see how hot and bothered you get by the third baseball bat to the back of your brain.
I'm very calm. I don't get angry at those kinds of games.
No, you don't. Never. Not even a little bit. So when I go full Sammy Sosa on you,
I can't wait for Gun Game to come out.
I can't wait for Sticks and Stones to come out.
so you can be bad at it.
I'm ready to become Jarrett Hatchet Man again.
You barely got any hatchets. Calm down.
You think too highly of yourself, Jarrett. It's okay.
I'll remember this conversation when we get to that point again and you guys are screaming at me.
I'll be screaming at you regardless.
I feel like the CTE you have, you won't remember this conversation.
Yeah, that crack in your brain.
No.
The Gronkowski Great Divide.
Oh, you guys have bees here? Yeah, it's the world.
Gronk's just what a character.
Jared and him are related, believe it or not.
Yeah, third cousins twice remodeled.
Yeah. See, you get it. I don't even have to tell you how.
So what's everyone been playing other than COD and that kind of shit? Dragon Age.
Just COD.
Oh.
I think that's all I've touched. Other than Zuma, if you want to get into that.
It's a real hot button issue, so we should talk about it.
Well,
making a revival.
This guy in our call, he's already beaten Veilguard.
I was
within
just
a
gonna say
week.
that. Why are you talking to me? As I was saying before I was really interrupted, I have 100%ed Dragon Age Veilguard, and it was a good game. But now I'm moving on to, or I haven't started it yet, but there's a game that recently came out called Lempo, and apparently it's like a psychological game based off of Finnish mythology. Um, it looks pretty interesting. I gotta definitely get my hands on it, but my life has been all consumed by COD recently.
So like upon finishing, trying to keep it as spoiler free as possible, even though it's a bit out from release. I still haven't played it, but it's more for people listening. In a semi non spoiler sense, where would you rank it in terms of overall quality, performance, and all that compared to the past Dragon Age games? Like obviously you can't say like graphics in this one are better than the Dragon Age 1 because obviously yeah,
Right.
but
Like personally for me, like Inquisition's probably still gonna be top dog. Like that's probably gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me. I think Veilguard honestly ranks up there pretty well for me. Like maybe an 8 or a 9.
okay.
I know a lot of people are bitching about things, but like to me, I thought it was a really good game. I think the elements that people are honing in on are just kind of like nitpicky at best. Like,
Well, the
because
biggest thing I've seen is that it doesn't play like a true RPG where you can't be like good, neutral, or evil. Most people have been saying that you can really only be good.
I don't know, but like with Dragon Age Inquisition, you really couldn't do that either.
No, but you
Like,
could be like an evil inquisitor. You could execute everyone that you had in your chair.
True.
like, yeah, but like at the same time with that kind of game, like Inquisition, you're based off of being a person that's in a like, oh, I'm in charge of like pretty much an empire at this point. Like I have supreme control, and like you could just be, oh, I am the monarch. I can have total control. But like with this game, you're not really like that. I mean, it's kind of going back to its roots of like Dragon Age 2. I mean, you're playing as like a just like a concerned party per se, I guess. Like you don't really necessarily have political power to do it, but like personally, I haven't played. I mean, I play a little bit of Origins and 2, but like they've just become so dated to the point where I'm just kind of like, I can't force myself to get through it. But
Like back to what you were saying, because I'm in the same boat kind of for old Dragon Age as well. The earlier part though about people getting mad about you not being able to be like true evil and stuff, that is like the general consensus I've been seeing out of any negativity for the most part. That seems to be the most prevailing common thread. And
Mhm.
I kind of have a weird feeling with that because again, obviously I have not played this exact game in particular, but like the term RPG gets thrown around a lot. And like, does RPG have to mean that you have complete freedom to do whatever you want, or is a
I've
role playing experience, you like sliding yourself into the shoes of a semi predefined like experience, still an RPG?
I feel like they should give you like the. I feel like if you want to be truly evil and stuff and like have a whole spectrum of like choices, I feel like it would be like an RPG sandbox for lack of a better term, just because you could literally do anything. But like I like your like you're actually actively fitting into the role, so you're therefore role playing
Right.
the game. Like that's why I didn't really have. I try not to do like evil run throughs on it because like I just don't like doing that. But like so that wasn't really a big thing for me per se. But
Because like my argument for that is literally like, look at Bethesda, where like up until at least recent memory, they've always been kind of hailed as like one of the best like kings and founders of like modern RPGs. Obviously, old BioWare definitely stole that light from them along the way with Mass Effect 2 and stuff like that. But like you look back at like Oblivion and or even Skyrim more recently, and you're RPGing as the chosen one in both of those kind to an extent, more Skyrim, but it's like you are Dovahkiin, Dragonborn. Yes, here you are. You can't really be a bad guy in that game. Like, I mean, you can do things that make you a worse person, like completing the Blades quest line.
yeah, like
Becoming a vampire.
That's fine though. That's different.
Debatable.
I think with those. Go ahead, Cole.
No, it's just frowned upon. That's all I have to say.
I was gonna say like it feels like with those kinds of older games like, and I wouldn't even call it a BioWare game because like I mean in Mass Effect they gave you the whole option of like you could be a Paragon or a Renegade, but like
Mhm.
if you want the best ending to that story, you want to try to do all the like relatively decent fucking choices in order to get the best ending you possibly can. So like I feel like BioWare games like I don't really see the need to be an evil person. I mean, I think the evil way to go in that is just to not get your team to like 100% efficiency or like not doing any of the side quests and then everybody fucking dies. Like that's
Mm.
kind of being the evil one. Just I'm just going to kill myself and everybody else. Like but with Skyrim and like other Bethesda games before like Fallout 4, I think what makes you be able to like if you view certain things as like a bad choice and stuff, I think it's easier to do that because your character doesn't have speaking lines and they can just write whatever they want in there for you to choose.
That's fair. I think that definitely does help you kind of like imprint yourself on a character if there's no spoken lines. I mean,
The
I
best
do have a soft spot for 4 with the spoken voices in Fallout, but you know,
Right.
the best nonverbal MC for an RPG game has to be the 2003 Knights of the Old Republic.
yeah. No, I would agree. It has so much like option and variety and a lot of layers to which again it'd be nice if we got it remastered, but
Well, it was supposed to,
yep.
but
Yeah.
that supposedly it's still getting worked on, just not anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, like it has to be really bad considering like or at least the state it was in considering Sony came down and said, "Hey, how's it going?" And then they saw what they had done and they're just like, "No." But they shipped Concord. So either they've had a change of heart along the way or it was worse than Concord.
Which
That's
I don't
gotta
know
be
how
crazy.
they already had the game like
Uh-huh.
they already had
I
the game.
think
They just needed to update graphics, gameplay, and make it run not at like 30 FPS.
30 FPS is generous.
All right, like 15.
Yeah.
the difference between those two things are like I think after a certain point they might have let Concord just off the leash for too long and then they're like, "Oh, this thing's hemorrhaging too much money. We have to launch this." Like there's no in or out, we have to, but I feel like for the other one, maybe it was just bad to the point where it's like you guys have worked on this for this long and you haven't made any progress that I want. Like, all right, but
But you would think like on an internal basis, you would have just said, okay, you need more manpower. We're going to assign one of our like proprietary studios. Cause I believe Sony was helping produce it. And that's part of the reason why they had that 1-year exclusivity deal, which is probably null and void at this point. It's,
Sta-
you just throw like a proprietary studio and go, here you go. Like they'll handle the environmental art while you handle the, more nitty gritty stuff.
so like, or I get like with the, I understand what you're saying with that, but like, I guess I think there's a cutoff for like games that can be like truly like remade versus like remastered. Like it feels like with that game that was in 2003, I feel like in order to make it like stand up to kind of a modern setting, they would have to literally rebuild everything, like almost just remake the entire game itself.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but like the framework exists, right? Like,
like the writing's there. I
yeah,
like. I mean, that's got to be a lot of it. Just
right.
writing and getting the story plotted. Like, I think most of your time would be like just spending time rebuilding literally everything, whether that's polygon, literally everything, all the elements of the game. But
Right.
What's
like
a
the story's
polygon?
there. Like the shapes and the objects in the game, in their game studio.
It's a shape.
You.
Yes, very good.
Armin, I'm so glad you passed geometry.
I passed with a C.
My brain, I can do a lot of math. I can do like stats, easy. Calc, trig, fine. Geometry, for whatever reason, my brain's like, what do you mean prove it's a circle? Look at it. Like,
What do you mean proofs?
it's a circle.
So like, In college, I kind of started liking that stuff more. I was like, I actually know what I'm doing because my teacher is actually teaching me how to do this.
Right.
But like,
If you're listening, Jerry, you need to be careful.
oh, whatever. In high school, she was not a good teacher. I don't care.
Do you
Fucking,
have a bad teaching experience in math class by chance?
well, yeah, she never fucking corrected me on my understanding of PEMDAS. So I
What
was
did
like,
you
oh,
think
that's
it
cool.
was?
Well, I understood the premise of PEMDAS, but I guess I either fell asleep or wasn't there for the lesson, to where, like, with multiplication and division, it's by order of like what comes first.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what PEMDAS is.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
that is
if,
the
if
concept.
division came first on the left or whatever, like you would do that first.
N- Wait, no. If
Yeah,
division's coming left in the formula, you would still do the order. You work outward in, right? Like you do the
No,
components in the order of PEMDAS until you get to the points where you could finish the solution.
multiplication and division are like its own group. So whatever comes first in that or is within parentheses, you do that first.
Yeah.
And then, so like if I don't even want to get into this.
No, but I'm confused by what he's saying because I understand what PEMDAS stands for and the idea of you do parentheses first, then you work
it's like-
through PEMDAS compartmentally in a parentheses and then apply it to the broader solution, right? Yeah,
It's like
but Jared's talking about if division's over on the left side, you do it first.
it was the whole fucking thing that took the internet by storm, where everybody's like, if you say this number, you're wrong, and then everybody be like, no, we have this number, it's this. I just can't remember the equation offhand, but like, then if you put it in the fucking scientific calculator, it's one thing, and it's like, all right, well,
Well, if you put it in the
That's
scientific calculator, it should just be the right answer because it should do it
correct,
the
but
correct way.
the issue, dog, I
What?
Well, if you put it in a calculator, it should be right because it just does it. That's like that's dumb.
missing the whole point. And I think it's we got taught this way, and then you plug it into a calculator. It's like, oh wait, maybe not.
Well, I don't know what more you want from me.
Yeah, I'm literally googling like PEMDAS homework right now. The thing I think we might all be saying the same thing, but it's just not communicated very effectively. Because this example, we're gonna do some. This is the math homework section of the podcast, so get your dad a beer and get ready to cry at the dining room table. 12 minus 4 squared divided by 2 equals 8. You would square the 4, then divide, so 16. Divide that by 2, that's 8. 12 minus 8 would be 8. That's true.
12 minus 8 would be 8?
Yes.
Okay,
Subtract from 12. 12, yeah.
This is the other. Okay, so like, this is the equation: 6 division sign 2 left parenthesis 1 plus 2 right parenthesis.
Why don't you
What do
put
you
it
do with
in? Why don't you
I already
put
did.
it
I already
in a
did.
group
But I want to
chat?
know what you guys think it is.
Put it in a group chat so we can
Put
all
it in
look at
our
the
text.
same.
Yeah, put it in the text.
So we can all just look at it, and then we can all come to a consensus on what the fuck this is.
On a text problem that they won't be able to read. You do not. You're an asshole. So parentheses, so 1 plus 3 is 4.
Yep. Then you would do 6 divided by
hair in my
2,
mouth.
and then
No,
which
'cause-
is 3. Then 3 times 4, which is 12.
But then this is where math wasn't taught to me properly, because under PEMDAS rule, I thought it would be all right. 1 plus 3 is 4, and then you multiply that, so 2 times 4 is 8, and then you'd have to divide 6 by 8 to get 0.75 or whatever.
I'm surprised you knew that one.
That's where the fucking fault lies. Because then I'd get to college and I was doing math, and I'm like, why the fuck is this wrong? I'm doing PEMDAS, and then it's like, oh no, you're actually doing it wrong. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's why anytime they'd be like, oh, well, how the hell did you get a
Stupid.
decimal number? And I'm like, well, I did this. And they're like, they look at me like, what are you doing?
Have you been taught math before?
It's like, great. I'm glad that our math curriculum at our in the middle of a cornfield school didn't help me out.
Well, hey, all that matters is in our current line of work, we don't need math.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It's nice. It's a little perk. comes with the job. We also get to play video games and cry.
And we also don't have to deal with teams.
I mean, maybe now we might start to, just to really piss everyone off.
Mainly Coleman.
You would literally hear Cole screaming from.
Once a week, Andrew and I are going to go in and just mix around all the files and have Coleman try to find certain things.
I would kill you. I
It's
struggle
gonna be
enough as it is.
It's going to be a little scavenger hunt.
It's like watching a mouse find its cheese.
If you could, I would drive to Illinois and murder you. I will openly admit it on the podcast. The police can question me
With what car?
all they want. I have a car. I didn't total the goddamn thing.
You want to tell that story?
No,
I think we should. We still got time.
I don't want to.
I think somebody close to Cole
I've
ended
had
up T-boning.
I've had to tell Progressive like 3 different times. the
Well,
same
our
goddamn
listeners
story.
aren't progressive. Maybe some of them are. Maybe there's some weird overlap.
Long story short,
No, long
It's working
story
it-
as is.
long story as is, per Andrew, per the boss. I was working at my house, my new house I just bought, blah, 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 blah. Coming home, fucking like 6 o'clock, bringing my mower back, nothing special, just whatever. I get to this 4-way intersection, 4-way stop that I've been at a million times. Okay, cool. Car pulls up to my right, heading south. I'm heading west. Car goes. It's their turn. They go. Fine. My turn. So I like barely start creeping into this intersection, and I kid you not, the car that I just let go had a car following them, and that motherfucker just like completely ignored the stop sign. Like just I don't know, they thought it was a light or what, but they just I don't know.
That green
ignored
light's
it.
looking real red.
Yeah, no shit. And just like I watched it in slow motion. Like I'm sitting there like 5 feet past the white line, and I'm just watching this car come right at me. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Bang. Wasn't major. It really wasn't. It was a minor fender bender. But I was pissed. Oh my god, I cussed this person out so bad. I just fucking got out in the middle of the intersection like, you dumb motherfuck this and you dumb motherfuck that. And oh man, it was
Did they
not my
start crying?
finest moment. It was
See,
not-
we didn't
well,
we didn't know about this part. You just made just a minor little slip up. It's
I
fine.
was
It's
pissed. Well, it just fucking like she like right at me. Like didn't even try to avoid. Just like right at me. Well, again, it was an old lady. It turned out to be an old lady, like my great grandma's age, like 75 to 85, more than likely. I mean, like I can't imagine she was texting. It just baffles me how you just blow the stop sign, and I don't know. I was at a loss for words. I cussed her out, then found out it was an older lady.
Then I felt bad.
No, I didn't.
Then I yelled more.
No, actually, I so I went up
dumb
to her
old
after-
bat.
So we afterwards got off the side of the road. She proceeded to stay on the side of the road. I don't know why. There was a parking lot like 100 feet away. But anyway, I get out, call 911, assess the damage. Like, okay, it's not bad. Nobody's hurt. Vehicles are moving. Blah, blah, blah. I go up to her. I'm like, you know what? I'll be nice. I'll ask if she's all right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I walk up, knock on her window, be like, hey, ma'am, are you all right? She goes, no. I'm like, well, are you physically all right? She goes, well, yeah, but I've just never been cussed out like that before. And I looked at her and I was like so close to being like, that was your problem? Not the fact that you just ran like I don't even, what do you call that? Like ignored a stop sign?
I mean,
Or
running
what?
it works. I mean,
blissfully
Oh my-
ignorant.
Yeah,
Willingly
the fact that I
stupid.
cussed you out because you ran straight into me. No, not a care in the world, just straight into me.
It's stupid. How do you just run right into somebody? Like,
I don't know.
You're supposed
Dude,
to
she
be
didn't even-
looking forward. Like,
Like I wasn't like taking up the whole intersection. I wasn't. Like again, 5 feet past the white line. And she just 10, 15 miles an hour straight at me. Like I was in the wrong spot. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Now you said you saw her coming. You watched it happen. Like, did you have time where you could have like accelerated out of the way?
No, because I was pulling a small like lawnmower trailer with a lawnmower.
Oh,
on it. So I
that's
wasn't.
right.
I drive a little Colorado. Like it's not like a big truck. So,
He's
it's
got
like,
it lifted.
Yeah, I wish.
I was gonna say, I thought
complicated.
if you were driving that fucking giant trailer that we took the other day, I was like,
Oh.
that car would have went underneath of the trailer.
No, God no. But yeah, so then she T-boned me and she got the citation, and yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah, it was really handy. I called the insurance, called the police. They came out. They promptly killed her. We got on our way. Like
Exactly.
double tapped in the brain.
You got it.
Two
You're
for
understanding
good
it.
measure. Two for good measure. But yeah,
Oh,
that's how
well,
my day went.
so much for a new truck, I guess.
No kidding.
I also like how the information was being relayed through
Jarrett.
through yeah, Jarrett going, "Oh, I found out why Cole's not on," and we're like, "Why?" He goes, "Car crash." I'm like, huh?
It
Oh, did
wasn't
this happen
bad.
yesterday?
Yeah, like 6:00.
Gotcha.
As I was heading home, it was fucking just like, God damn it. But
Yeah, because after we met up yesterday, I was like, man, and then 5 o'clock rolled around, I'm like, oh, Cole should be on, and then it never came, and I was like, oh.
I was working late. Don't get me wrong. Like I just kind of got in a roll, blah blah blah, doing little stuff that just needed to be done. And yeah,
Think, if you did
just-
one less task or one more task, you wouldn't have been hit by that old lady.
I know. Actually, I had a buddy I hadn't seen in a while come over. That's why I was so late. I called him later that night, being like, "Hey, this is your fault."
Absolutely is.
You can always tell Ashton, hey, God could have saved my truck. God could have saved my truck.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Well, the moral of the story: we can't do math. COD takes over our lives, and Cole needs a new truck.
Woman needs to learn how
Insurance
to
hates me.
drive.
Insurance
Also
hates
the-
my family.
Cole's insurance premium is now skyrocketing.
$1,000.
Jesus Christ.
It's now a new car. It's a new truck payment instead.
Just Jesus. Uh,
Well, hopefully it's limited to only cars and not your newly acquired house.
yeah. Let's
Like we just
pray.
don't trust this truck being in the garage because, like, if it gets T-boned in here, it's gonna take out the kitchen. I don't know. Like,
What happened to Skippy today? Like, did a car almost smash him?
I think I almost smashed his place of employment.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
At first, I honestly thought they just towed it in front of his office. And, he was just like, man, guys, I almost could have got it. But then I kind of looked closer at the photo. I'm like, there's pieces everywhere in front of that door.
all the glass and debris. I don't think that was an industry plant. I think that was a genuine car crash. Do you want to go ahead and wrap this up?
No.
Yeah. It's a good thing Coleman's not in charge of content production, so yeah, we will.
We just we do hour and a half podcasts.
And
No
you
one's
can
gonna
edit them.
listen. Yeah, I'm not editing
just-
that.
I simply wouldn't edit or put in a lot of beeps. No ifs, ands, or buts.
You're the only person I've had to put in beeps for.
Good. That means you're doing your job. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes, Harmon.
Well, Skippy, I've had to with Skippy. And Jarrett. Andrew and I are the only ones I haven't had to put beeps in for.
Well, I'm sorry, you're Mr. Perfect.
No, we can just contain ourselves and think before we speak.
Is contain yourself the right word, Harmon? Is it? Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think so.
Let's contain this conversation to the editing room floor and let's go play Call of Duty together.
I guess.
Okay,
I agree.
goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Mom.
My mom.
He said, bye, Mom, not my mom.
Fuck you.
I thought he said my mom. I thought he was doing a muscle.
You're so stupid.
No.
Why are
Man.
you...
That's 12. Jarrett, that equation is 12.
Yeah, see?
Mine says 9. Wait,
I don't. It's wrong. Parentheses first, and then you just go down the line because multiplication
Yeah.
and division just work left to right.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Jarrett, you're the only person that's stupid here.
Oh, I thought we already figured this out.
But you're the only stupid one here. Yeah.
Okay, end the podcast.
Oh, we're still not done.
No. No, Craig's still in here.
Oh, I even agree with you with that answer. I originally looked up the 6 divided by 2, left parenthesis, and it was a 1 plus 2. I accidentally put a 3 in there, but it doesn't change the fact that the concept is the same. Math is math. Fuck you. I'm out.
That's the opening.
Let's stop. Oh.